Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we're going to be building this shop crane right here. What do we need that for, you might ask? Well, so we can put that in the Jeep, of course, and so we can lift it off. So, they're handy for more than just that. I decided to pick one up. First thing I'm going to do is try and cut these straps. Oh yeah, if you're looking for the product number of this one, it's right here. The brand is Rock. I think that's what it's called. It's either that or it's RDK. But hey, what do I know? We'll leave that there. It's quite heavy. And again, so is this one. I'll probably flip this over if I can. And during that time, I will put this on the camera stand. Let's go ahead and roll this. It's extremely heavy. Now, I chose this one because it folds. So you can leave it in a corner when you're done with it. I would highly suggest you buy a folding one. The sockets you're going to need 9/16, 7/8, and 15/16. Those are the different sizes of these bolts. So let's put all these bolts back over here where I borrowed them from to check. And then we'll go ahead. I think the first thing I'm going to just do is get these casters on. Then we build this from the bottom up. And look at that. They have the same that we just did over there. So once again, just make sure when you're putting these on, if you drop them, that you always put the lock washer in the center because it seals up against the flat washer. The other thing is these do have galvanized side and a shiny side. Some people always tell you to put the galvanized to the lock washer. Some will say the other way. I just say put it whichever way the washer allows it to go on. I've never seen something come undone because you put the galvanized side on the wrong way. So just go ahead and just line these all up. Thing with this, never crank them all in. Always just do this. Line them up, spin the wheel to access. Might have to get an extension, I don't know yet. And one more right here. Perfect. That's good. I'm not going to tell you to go He-Man because you shouldn't. Always one hand, but make sure those lock washers are nicely crushed inside. That way we know these screws aren't going to back up. There we go. You need a really shallow socket and you put the nut on there. Once you do that, for these back ones, it's quite easy. You just take it, lift the ratchet into place. We see, oh, okay, perfect. It's right there. And let's see if this will be long enough. And look at that, it is. I'll line it up. Could be, oh, actually, I think I lined it up. Yep, we managed to line it up. So, now that that's lined up and on, do the same to the other side. Come over here. Now we'll line up the last one. All right, now that we've done this, the next thing to do is take both sockets, this small one in the back, make sure they're both on tighten. quick trick, if your socket's too deep, put one nut in there, put the other one on top of it. Just make sure you pull out the other nut before you completely tie it down. The reason why I'll tell you to do that is you don't need to worry about the last two on there because you can hold those by your fingers. So as long as you can get those back ones like this, you're good. Once you've gone around, make sure these are tightened up. Time to whip this heavy piece. Let's put that like this for a second. You just put them in place right here. I know, I need your other chin wrap. Dad, just on a roll for not making you happy. Let's see if I can do this with the camera where it is. All right. Now, if you want, we can test fit these in. You don't have to put these legs on right now. I just like to do this. Okay, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. Take your quick securities, put these in. What this is just gonna do is give you a more stable platform for when you're working on this, just in case the boom tries to tip or anything. So, all you're doing is taking all your cotter pins and sliding them in. If you take a look, we have 3 of the exact same bolt right here. We have 2 of the exact same bolt here, and then every single other bolt is a different size. So, the 2 that are not M14s, that are M16s, that are the exact same size, we put at the bottom here. So, you might be asking, how does this go, Rich? Well, pretty easy. You take the washer nut off, and then we put it so it's angled. See how it's angled towards the inside? So you make sure it's angled towards the inside, put it through like that. If you want, lie it down and lightly put the washer on and nut. Just snug them up, don't go too ham with them because we want them to be mobile. Next thing to do, grab the other one, like I was telling you. That's the exact same size. And again, we're gonna go through this way. Again, so it aims to the inside. Just like that. Washer, nut. Okay, now, the M14s are gonna be used next. So the M14s are, just gonna double check to make sure I'm not going crazy. Yes. These are our M14s right here. We need to put that boom on. Now, the boom leans back. So, the best way to do this will be by doing this. It's gonna be troublesome. Just making sure, yes, it's exactly how I thought it was. So, take, again, the washer and nut off. And just line them up. This, okay, perfect. Now, again, washer, nut, snug it up. Just snug, nothing crazy. All right. After you get the first one in, it gets way easier. Take the next one off and line it up. There we go. And again, washer on the bottom and then the nut. Now that we've got that, look at that. We've already got a bit of a boom going on. Not the longest one, but the second longest one is what I believe we're after. Yes, second longest one. So this is your longest one. This is your second longest one. Make sure these ones are sort of loose. You need this to lean back a little bit. And what you're gonna do is take the second longest bolt of your kit, flip this up, and again, if you have these too snug, it won't allow you to do this. So, once you have this loosened up, put this through like so, take the other one, and slide it in here. Again, it must be loose. If you're not loose, they won't line up. Oh, come on. There, just, oh. So again, washer, nut. So once these are on, what I would suggest doing, tighten the boom first. Or if you wanted to, you could tighten this first. 5/16 and 5/16. 5/16 on this side. Go ahead and crank this one up. All right. This one I want you to put a lot of juice on. You want to make sure that one's nice and tight. Next thing you're going to need is your 7/8. 7/8 and 7/8. Go ahead, tighten your boom. Come down here. And what we want to do, go ahead and crank these bad boys up. There we go. There we go. Okay, then from there, go on to this side. Let's see, is that 5/8? That's 5/8 again. Or 5/16, not 5/8. Either way, go ahead. Crank these ones up next. Oh, there we go. Again, give these ones a little bit extra. Because if these fail, your engine hits the ground. It's a really big danger. These ones are chances of you stripping this bolt are slim to none. The largest bolt in your entire kit is going to get used now. So take the nut off, and same with the washer. And I would suggest just taking this, kind of throwing it over your shoulder. Slide that bolt through. Just like that. And then don't do that. Once you got that in there without that, go ahead and throw this nut on. Let's leave that loose for right now. You'll only have these two big ones left. The longer of the two thicker ones. Make sure that this is rotated with the lifting mechanism on the outside. You see that when I flip this up, that'll be on the inside. So, bolt first, then washer nut of the longer one. And then with the shorter ones, longer of the two bolts, as we seen went down here. Now we need this one and our last washer. So first thing we want to do is lift the crane. We're going to lift it up over here. And as we go down, slide it in. There we go. Once that's in there, put the next washer and nut on. And go ahead and snug them up. With that last bolt from the 3 M14s, put this in to hold the black boom in, the thing that slid out on me earlier. I wouldn't tighten this bolt. I would leave this one sort of loose. You can make it snug later, only when you know what length you want this to be. Because if you're only lifting like a half-ton engine, you might end up wanting it to be able to go deeper into the bay. And then of course this is for 2 tons way back here. So now that we've gone ahead, we've slid this up and it's sitting right here. We want to go ahead and just, like I said, grab your 5/8. Make sure it's on tighten. And tighten it up, but don't let it bind. Meaning make sure that you still have a gap in there even when you tighten it. So that way you know you'll be fine. Again, we'll just make sure this is still nice and tight. Yeah, perfect. Up here, same thing. There. And then up here. Whoa, there you go. And again, just make sure that it's not binding up there. Take this, make sure this gas valve is closed. And from there, we should be able to start pumping this up. If it's gonna let us. I think our gas valve still has to build some pressure up. There it is. And look at that, raising. Which is perfect. So, yeah, that's how you're gonna use the crane. Use this, you'd be starting to lift the engine as you pop it. And then take your, you should have made this handle just bare aluminum. This is gonna get scratched up so easily. Either way. And then this goes, see how there's a tooth on there? You would go onto here and release the gas valve and then tighten it up. This goes into the side. Now, Rich, what about folding this up? Pull this pin out, put it off to the side, take the leg, flip it up, like so. Take this cotter, put it back in here, don't lose your pin, put this up, and you can go ahead and fold this forward against that. And look at that. That's how much room it'll take up when it's folded up, which is really cool. Again, go over here, pop out the cotter pin, lift this all the way up, fold it all the way back so it doesn't fold down and hit you in the head. Again, you can just not drop it, fold it forward, and there you go. That's it. Fold it up and put away. Don't forget to slide your boom back in to keep it in that frame. That's really cool. And Mika has a new dog bed. All in all, we'll have to see how it works on the project. If If you want to see if this thing's any good, I'm going to be putting that Hemi in my Jeep. So go watch my Hemi videos when they come out, and you'll see me lifting the engine in with that. Thanks again for watching. Press a little like if it helped you out, and Mika, stop eating my box.